Greetings, peace within, peace if you can find it. Thanks for tuning in and listening. I want to talk about tithing. 10% of your income. That's what tithing is, a tenth. I tried it once, and it knocked me for a loop. How many people in the religion of Christianity feel so less because they just simply cannot pay or give 10% of their gross or net? They just simply cannot afford it. It will cause a rippling effect. If you give 10% of your bring home pay, that's going to affect everything in your home. The light, the gas, the water, the rent. Something is going to go lack. And to do that consistently every 2 weeks, you're going to be bankrupt. It doesn't hurt those. It doesn't faze those who are able to pay 30%. But to so many poor, mostly female and women, young girls, trying to pay tithes, and they just can't. So spiritually, it's messing with their mind because they feel less than that, they're not able to pay tithes. God don't love them. He's not doing it for them to pay tithes. But so many other people are pretending to pay tithes. They dropping walnuts and pecans and everything else in that basket. And then the pastors browbeat you. They actually beat you down about not being able to pay your tithes. Make you feel like you're nothing, that you're not praying, that you don't have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ if you can't pay your tithes. You can't pay your tithes because you don't have any money. You don't have any money because you don't have a relationship with Him. And so it's a vicious circle, and they go round and around. Tithing was for the Old Testament Israelites who were under the law. The Christians are under the New Testament grace and mercy, supposedly under truth. The Old Testament, under the law, the Levites didn't own land, so they couldn't work. So they had to take 10% from their fellow Israelites. And this in turn was given to the high priest, who took care of Jehovah's business in the temple. They could not work and own land and grow vegetables and food and chicken and whatever else they ate, and goats. They had to get this from the people to survive because they were in the church. In the synagogue, taking care of the Lord's business. So it consisted of cumin, mint, not shekels. And they did have money back then. So if it was money, Jesus Christ would have said you pay tithing with shekels. But He said cumin and mint. They had money back then. So this tithing is a hoax. I had let everybody I knew about it. They didn't want to hear it. I even emailed it. Sent it through social media to a pastor. He never responded. That's their income. That's their livelihood because they don't work. A lot of them don't. So that's money for their household to pay their rent, they light, their gas, their car notes, their wife's Lincoln, their children, private schooling and colleges, and you struggling catching the bus or the school, the church bus to get up there and pay tithes or pay on them. Not many can pay 10%. And to put an ATM machine in the churches. They did that long time ago. I can't imagine what they're doing now. I heard that you can just turn over or sign your IRS check over to them. It's horrible. It's horrible what our own people are doing to us. Don't care that you are losing your mind because you can't pay tithes. These pastors need to work. Get a job. And how many out there are preaching and have a church and don't have a license of divinity? They can collect money and receive a 501c3 because they helping the establishment, white supremacy and the systemic racism. They going along with it because they keeping the people's minds so messed up in religion and forgiving and praying for your enemy and trying to scuffle and keep yourself together, living in the ghetto. And then they add more pressure on you to pay tithes, and they beat you down if you're not able to pay. They beat you down. These pastors beat you down. And it's mostly women and females in these churches. Very few men. And it's a harem. And they make them feel so bad because they can't pay tithe. And tithing is a hoax. I repeat. Do your research. I'll leave some videos in the description below. But search for yourself. You got to do research. Save yourself. You are your own best friend. Me, myself, and I. You got to save yourself. Save your own mind. And a lot of our troubles and problems come from lack of knowledge. Not knowing the truth. Because when you know the truth, it saves you. When you know the truth about these holidays, it saves you money. So knowledge is power. I'm going to end. But again, tithing is a hoax. It's a hoax. It's ex-pimps. A lot of these pastors are ex-pimps. And they know how to hustle. And it's gotten so bad, you have hustlers within the church. They may not be pastors, but they have the hustle spirit. They know how to get over, just like it's a lot of YT channels. They know how to hustle. They know the game of getting money out of people and selling you the Brooklyn Bridge. They know how to do it. It's a gift of gab. And I've been approached a couple of times by members. And you feel so sorry. They know you have a little couple of change and they play on it. They prey on you. They prey on you. They lose their job or whatever, and then they find somebody that have two nickels to rub together, and they prey on you. It's a hustle. It's a con. It's a gimmick. Because if the Lord loves you so much, why you gotta hustle your sister and brother? Why don't he just give you some money? Drop it out the sky and let you find it under a rock somewhere. Peace if you can find it. Like, share, leave a comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Peace within your own mind, because there's none out here. None. Especially for us black people. We catching it, coming and going. White supremacy and systemic racism, and then our own black-faced sisters and brothers in every corner in the hood, in these churches. We get it coming and going. Nobody cries for black skin. We don't even cry for ourselves. Not even these so-called pastors and preachers. Peace if you can find it. Thanks for tuning in and listening.